There is, of course, no such thing as political correctness when it comes to the deaf. The deaf are outside of the world as we know it. They can be used for paranormal ideas, but they can't talk back. They can't even be allowed to know that that's what's happening. In the medieval days, the deaf were said to have been soulless because they could not receive the word of God. Muslims have a belief that sound is primary in the connection to God. So they didn't rise up the challenge when James and the girl got together in a play called Children of the Lesser God. Um, it's just a given. So no one is surprised that George Bush showed the worst aspects of 50s Red Scare science fiction Central Intelligence Agency, macabre, and using the son of one of his bunkmates, who he had a vendetta after, for a deranged neurological behavior implant. No one protested, not even Gallaudet University for the Deaf. The more they learned, the less they believed that they had anything to show for their hatred, but the less they had to say as well. The NAACP, who have co-opted over the years occasional stands like the church committees believe that the Central Intelligence Agency acted in dishonorable ways, did not distinguish themselves. What they were doing was a read my lips routine based on the formulas for political action. Read my lips. They were doing, no, warmer, colder. What do we going? What do you want? What do we want to hear us say, Cuervo? What do we want to hear you say? That's what we want to hear you say. No, that's not what we want to hear you say. They didn't care. They didn't believe I had a soul. They saw me. They continued to see me as a parrot, and that's why UW Dialectical made such a vicious stand, to the degree that I am not allowed to have any flaws. I'm not allowed, and they sabotaged my recovery by attacking me in a pre-existing injury in the brain that they admitted I needed protection from abuse from Pittsburgh concerning. It's 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 a fantasy to believe that the deaf would be different if it wasn't me. They say Steve Langer's a Zionist crazy. Said, I'm not sorry for anything I did, only that it had to be you. And they make it sound like, Howard Debutin said, are they doing this to anybody else? These are sociocrats who single somebody out and say, this one will be inconsequential. And Oliver Stone comes in and says, what do we see you as? Yaha, nah, yaha, read my lips, and plays Svengali with, Kreskin's Eno ESP. It would have been any deaf person. Did Jeannie have immunity? They attacked her and raped her for teaching me sign language. So it's bogus to say that they singled me out because I was somehow unique. I was convenient. Thawes Gordon said I was a convenient thing to hate. And no matter how I quote them, directly from their communications to me. The paradigm of the Bush NAACP VA is always, what are you going to say? Nah, nah, you're not going to say that. What are you going to say? Yeah, that's what you're going to say. Yeah, that's what you're going to say.